Oh, is there an update for this?
Hickok 45 and Son here, coming back to you with some more information and an update on the YouTube issues that we've been facing. And you might be watching this on any one of our 3 channels, you know, the Clips channel, the Hickok 45 Talks channel, or on the main channel. But we've got some news that's better than what we brought the last time.
Okay.
And that's largely because many of you, as well as some of our colleagues, YouTube gun makers, have helped out, and we have been able to get the attention of the right people at YouTube and have been in talks with them. And I guess the bottom line right now is we've basically lost everything from June the 18th, and all the other videos are somewhat jeopardy. But we are able to move forward, we think, with and be able to navigate the new terms of service. What do you think, John?
Right, because of the new terms of service, essentially, as we kind of explained in the bad news video, the bad news of this is that the new terms of service affects a lot of our existing content. That's why we had to, none of that has changed. That's why we had to take down those videos post June 18th, and it's why our videos before that are still in jeopardy.
Well, 12 were removed already.
Right, but the good news part is we now, like Dad said at the beginning of the video, because of some information and some dealings with other people at YouTube, we know how to move forward and stay compliant under the new guidelines. So we're going to basically, the videos that...
It's literally a cardboard cutout, guys. It's not Bigfoot. Who the fuck thought it? You really think that... Bro, what the fuck you guys thinking? It's not...
are removed off of the channel since June 18th. We still have those, of course, and they're in our
just a target.
So we'll have to figure out a way to, do something with those to where we can put them back up. That may take some time. If something happens with any of the other older videos, we'll do the best we can to try to get those up to compliance and put them back up, so that as much of those videos as possible.
Just a lot of brilliance there we don't want to lose.
Exactly, that's right.
For me, at least.
That's right, exactly.
I think that the reason why this probably happened, I don't know. I mean, it could be YouTube just doing it, but because YouTube didn't do it as a response to a mass shooting or something like that, my assumption is this probably happened because of some degree of regulation. That's what I'm kind of guessing, but I don't know.
Nothing else, you'll definitely see bits and pieces of them on
regulation in another country or something like that,
But we have, again, what was it, 2,700 videos or more posted, so it's going to take, some time. That also brings us to another thing that, and again, thank everyone so much for the support.
Yeah.
There would be no good news if it wasn't for us to share, if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
It really was very scary. We spent, my entire adult life, I was, I think, 22 years old when we started this. I'm 36 now.
I guess you're right.
Some people might not, sorry, I apologize, because some people might not have followed up with this, and this is the second video, which is a follow-up to the first video. So these guys had their channel put in jeopardy because they make gun videos where they just show guns, and sometimes they get sponsored to show a certain gun. And YouTube made a policy change that no longer allows people to take gun sponsors at all. And if you do it, they will delete the video. And if you do it after the guideline deadline, whenever it actually took effect, that they would do it, they would ban you for it. So that's what happened.
Basically, my entire adult life, this has been my career, or what we've been doing. So it's very scary, and so that it's nice to know that maybe we can still continue. We just have to be more careful because of the new guidelines. But with the regards to other platforms, we do have stuff on Rumble. That's one of my canned responses a lot of times to people that say just go to Rumble. It's like, well, we were already there and you didn't know, so that should tell you why maybe it's not the answer.
I love the honesty. He's completely right. Rumble's still a very small platform, and it's not even remotely the size of YouTube. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Now,
he's totally
if the whole
right
world
about that.
went to Rumble, sure,
it'd be different,
right? The problem is, even from a Second Amendment perspective, because we feel like what we do here is in support of the Second Amendment, bringing firearms.
Yeah, somebody in chat brought up a good point. Why couldn't they just delist the videos in the countries where there is a regulation? That's a very good point. I think you're right about that.
And information and all those things, you know, to the masses, and trying to hopefully indoctrinate people into believing in the Second Amendment and being interested in firearms. We don't want to just go into obscurity, right? And right now, YouTube is by far, it's not even close. It is the biggest video sharing platform.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
Yeah, it's not a problem having your videos posted somewhere that they're there. You know, it's just a matter of where is everybody, you know, else.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
potential viewers. And
it's probably not doing it for regulation, just Google gun haters. Yeah, I think if Google is doing this because they think it's the right thing to do, I think that, as I said before in the first video, I think that Google and social media websites enjoy a lot of privileges that are afforded to them because they are a platform and not a publisher of content. And I think that as they make more rules as to what content should you be able to publish on the platform or not, I think that the privileges that they enjoy should also be called into question. So why is it that you're immune from being sued for copyright infringement when you're not responsible for anything that's uploaded, but you're making rules on what you can upload all the time? I think that's a little bit unfair. I think you should either have the accountability and be able to make whatever rules you want, or you should not have the accountability and you should let people do what they want to do. And if it's a regulation problem, then go ahead and delist it in those channels, in those, in those countries. Because clearly YouTube gives you ads and it serves you videos based off of your IP address. So yeah, this is always the way that it's worked. Meant that it seems too unfair to punish people for old videos. I don't know why they're doing it that way. I'm just saying in general. A company that size making moral choices unlikely. Well, what I'm saying is that this company enjoys a privilege that allows it to exist. And I want you guys to understand this, that if Section 230 did not exist, YouTube could not exist. Google would be sued out of existence within a day. Everything on YouTube almost is copyright infringement in one way or another. Google needs that. And I think that if Google doesn't have that, and I don't think they deserve it, to be honest with you, I don't think YouTube deserves it if they start making a bunch of rules on like what is and isn't acceptable. That's what I think. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to make rules, but you shouldn't be allowed to make rules and enjoy these privileges. It should be one or the other. It can't be both. It's not fair. Because what I think has happened is that these social media websites have operated as effectively like a government. Remember, like, whenever Alex Jones got banned everywhere, or like Andrew Tate got banned everywhere? I don't like that. I think that's too much power for a group of companies like that to have. Especially because they have no accountability at all. Like, the government, at least you can vote somebody out. Like, you can't do anything. Like, I mean, keep in mind, right? Like, we got rid of slavery in the 1860s, right? There's a whole war and everything about it. Well, these companies now are still using slavery. So the companies are really not accountable to anybody. They just make money and that's it. Basically having cake and eating it too? Yeah, exactly.
Again, we can't share every little detail, but there's the compliance issue, obviously. That's the thing with the new terms of service.
Yeah.
And there's ways to navigate it and be in compliance that we feel pretty confident about now after having long discussions with some folks at YouTube, Google.
Yeah.
And, you know, we feel a lot better about that. Anything we're forgetting to share with them? I mean, yeah. I do too want to thank our sponsors for, you know, Buds, you know, Silencer Central, Alabama Holster, SDI, you know, the Sonoran Desert Institute, Ballistol, Talon Grips, for their patience, you know,
Talon
through this.
Grips, right.
And we greatly appreciate that, and I hope you all do. Please, you know, let our supporters know that you support us, and
right.
Really appreciate them.
And again, we appreciate you guys watching so immensely. First of all, none of this is possible at all at any point without you guys.
It's
Yeah,
actually
'cause you're-
crazy how big this channel is. Like, they have 7 million subscribers. For like comparison, my main Twitch channel only has 3.5 million, and my YouTube has like 2.5 or something like that million. This channel's fucking massive. I had no idea.
Oh, I wouldn't even do this if nobody
Crazy.
watched.
It wouldn't be that fun.
If it
would
was
it?
just you, it'd be boring.
It wouldn't be that fun.
You and my cats, you know.
Yeah, it would not be that fun if no one watched. But
As an OG? Yeah, I had
in
no
the
idea.
immediate future, I mean, again, you know, our ability to continue is largely thanks to you guys, and let's not
Yeah.
forget our peers in this. Other gun YouTubers have really come through for us as well, which they exist because of
Really
a
have.
lot of you as well. So. We really appreciate that a lot, and we may and talking about the alternate platforms, I like that people are doing that. I hate
do
that,
too.
you know, I feel like I'm put in a position sometimes where I have to say
Yeah, a
negative.
monopoly is bad for everybody. It's bad for consumers. It's bad for creators. It's bad for other people in the space. It's better if there are more platforms that you can put your ideas out on, because competition, I am a big advocate. I am a free market advocate, and I think competition breeds excellence. And if you have one group, if there's only one kid on the block, it's going to cause a lot of problems.
Negative things
Monopolies
about the
are
concept of that,
bad.
because I love the idea of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it would be great to see that be successful, but I think it's
Think about how bad WoW was. Think about how bad WoW was, and then new MMOs came out, and then suddenly now WoW is all better. They should get actual jobs. Earning money off social media isn't a human right. Gun content isn't fucking disgusting. Guns kill people. Okay, yeah, for sure, man. Well, make sure to take your meds. I think you might be late.
important to understand again.
Don't forget.
YouTube is a massive. It is massive. It's not even
People
close
care about
compared
you,
to
man.
These other platforms, and it's unfortunate that some of the policies that they have that make it difficult, but it's still the best place to be if you are a video creator. And then again, Second Amendment, we want to be in front of people who don't necessarily all support our rights, right? Because you know, we don't want to always be preaching to the choir. You know, I think we've
Well, that's the
converted
First
made
Amendment.
a lot of new
Yeah.
gun owners over the years. I don't think we would do that if it was on a platform that only gun guys were looking at.
Not
Exactly.
at all. It's the reason y'all are on YouTube. Duh, you're right. The reason you've been on YouTube for a good while, probably. You know, view videos. A lot of you create videos. It is a great platform. It's just a matter of navigating the terms of service that have a tendency to evolve, right? And then things aren't necessarily grandfathered in. So
Right.
that's
And
what we deal with.
yeah, just try to bear with us right now. If some videos disappear,
Right.
like I said, and again, there's of course the ones we made in the last month or so. Try to get those back up in some way.
Yeah.
We'll
we
do-
basically have no videos right now. A couple, I mean, so we're getting cranked back
Yeah.
up.
Let me
And
see. Oh, they got a good amount of videos. What do you mean? I guess maybe they're talking about something else. Demolition Ranch has very good explanation video of the new firearm rules. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just looking at this. I haven't seen that before.
And,
well, yeah, that's
They had,
another thing we should
3K.
probably mention is
Yeah.
we have some videos
Oh,
that
the
we
old
have
ones.
made
I get what you're
that
saying.
were never
Yeah, no, I
uploaded,
get it now. I get
that
it.
are now, they're in violation of these new policies.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to probably figure out a way to tweak them so we can
Tweak
even
them.
get those up, for you
or,
guys.
Yeah, do them. You have some
See.
guns that we
People
get.
getting in fights about guns don't kill people. People kill people. Yeah, people kill each other with guns. Absolutely. And guns make it easier to kill people. And guaranteed, if somebody's got a gun versus somebody's got a knife and you've got a crowd of people, you're going to kill more people with a gun. That's just a fact. But guess what? That's the risk you take. That's right. That's the risk you take. You are absolutely right. More guns will mean that there's a higher chance somebody could go on a shooting rampage. Absolutely. And that's a risk that we take.
Haven't seen
It's that
yet. Some
simple.
things like that.
So, bear with us, and I hope that you can do that so we can kind of get through this. But it's unfortunate, but I think it might be okay. I'll tell you the hardest thing that I hate is these older videos that have been up for 5, 10, whatever years.
So much that we put into those, and you go back, it's so sad. There are certain videos I don't really sit around
Somebody
watching.
in chat says, imagine supporting school shootings. Bro, you are in the wrong place to try to morally grandstand. nobody gives a shit about the you know, the optics of saying something like that here. Like, that doesn't work. You're in the wrong place. It's not
our own
Twitter.
videos, but yeah, some of them will pop up. One of my very favorite guns, maybe it was an anniversary of a particular rifle or handgun or something, and it's oh man, if that goes away, I'm gonna be sick. You know?
Yeah, because we still have them, of course.
Yeah.
We still have the original files, but these videos take on a life of their own and become this whole ecosystem of comments and everything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, how many views it got is like a kind of its own stamp, you know, in time, you know, which makes for the character of the video and the original upload and all that kind of stuff, and the timestamp and all that. You know, it's gonna be tough to see that go away on some of
all the debates and arguments you all had on that particular video.
Exactly.
You
know?
Yeah, everything just gets removed.
Keep it alive.
Yeah, so that's, you know, I guess you know, the good news is, you know, because of you guys, we're able to get with the right people, and we know how to continue forward. The bad news is it's still you know, kind of the same story when it comes to a lot of our previous content in the era where we've had, you know, sponsorships, of course.
Yeah.
If you go back far enough, you know, those videos are going to be fine, like the really old ones.
You know what's interesting? I have to remind myself sometimes that through all of this, and of course we've had issues before, a time or two, I don't really remember us ever doing anything illegal with firearms. Do you?
I don't think so. No.
Well, you get in trouble for that.
That doesn't compute, does it?
Yeah. You know what would have helped if there was like this really important document that they listed the importance of like freedoms, and then even like,
if only our founding fathers had thought of that.
And if like guns were ranked like pretty high on that list.
Yeah, maybe up to first or second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. First or
we
second
wouldn't have this problem.
We wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll set up our
Yeah.
Well, we're beginning to ramble, I guess. Anything else that we haven't remembered to?
Yeah, just you know, be sure to watch the Sunday shoot-arounds too, because
that'll be the next video probably, and you know, be back you know, in the saddle for the Sunday video coming up here in a couple 3 days. But I mean, basically, we've said everything that we know, and we don't know much.
And we wish we could, you know, and again, we wish we could tell you more about the specifics of it, but that could put us in jeopardy even further.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So we told you everything that we can and everything that we know. So hopefully this will be the end, but I have a feeling it will not be, because
drama may continue.
It won't be, because the people that are against guns think that they're doing it for like a good reason, and they have like their perspective is that this is something that's bad and nobody should be able to do it, and so they're going to keep pushing for it because they think they have a moral mandate on it. Yeah, this is going to keep going on.
You know, the YouTube policies are getting stricter and stricter all the time. So we'll see, but for now I think we'll be able to continue.
Right. So again, we really appreciate you all. Appreciate everybody sticking with us, and we'll be cranking back up here. We may have a little hesitation here for the next week or something, but you'll be seeing us with some
that's good.
new
there
stuff
we go.
here. So
good for them.
Glad you came by.
That's a fucking relief.
John has finished, so I guess I have too.
Thank you guys.
Life is good.
Well, holy shit, good for them. Yeah, that's a massive fucking relief. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Yeah, they survived. Yeah, I'm glad that they did. As I said, I mean, I hope that, you know, like my little video helped, and everybody else too. Can you explain why having a gun is something needed for the average American? I think that I think that your framing of that question is wrong, because the having needed means that there should be a default state that you have to justify what you have. But I think the default state should be that people have to justify what they can take away from you. So I think that your question, it's like it presupposes a like anti-freedom perspective. So I disagree with that. Just fundamentally disagree with it. And Second Amendment, yeah, there you go. It's not all people live in cities near a police station. Well, there's a lot of reasons, right? Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people would want to have guns. Like, this is the way that I feel about it. And I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. When I go out somewhere and I see somebody carrying a gun, it makes me uncomfortable and I'm a little bit on edge. It does. And I know that like some people are like, oh yeah, this is actually a good thing. For me, I'm a little bit uncomfortable about that. Now, that doesn't why, because I don't know. Like, is it you can use that to kill somebody? It's right there next to me. I don't know. Like, what is this person crazy? Why would they have the gun here? Like, I'm not sure. Like, it opens up, like, I think about that, right? It's a threat. Yeah, it's a natural. And now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do it. Like, there's a lot of things that make me uncomfortable, but I don't think they should be illegal. So, my only real opinion about this is that I think you should be able to have a gun to protect yourself for, like, security, right? Like, you should be able to own a gun for home defense or something like that. Going out, having a gun, what type of guns you can have, etc. This is not really something that I have a very strong opinion on, to be totally honest with you. I really don't. But I do think strongly that you should be able to have a gun for like home defense and for self-defense. Absolutely. And for hunting? Yeah, maybe for hunting too, but mainly for self-defense. That's what I care about the most. Everything else is kind of like secondary to me. So, can you elaborate on the specifics? Won't their new videos not indicate what the specifics were anyway? Well, I don't know. I think that really... This is the way I see it with YouTube, right? Is that YouTube, again, enjoys privileges that are afforded to it because YouTube operates as a platform and it doesn't censor and control what's being said on its platform in a massive way. That's clearly what the law is made to encourage, and I think the more that YouTube starts making rules as to what is acceptable and what's not acceptable, that privilege should be called into question. You should ask yourself, why is it that YouTube has the question? Why is it that YouTube has this privilege and they don't like, and they're not even following through for what that privilege is supposed to enable? Because really, like, you think about it, why do they have this privilege? They have this privilege to enable them to become a platform for people to have conversations and talk amongst each other. So if it's not serving that goal, then why have it in the first place? Yeah, YouTube censored so much during the pandemic. It did. And everyone's against owning a gun until Putin comes knocking on a doorstep. Yeah, but that's something different, right? I mean, you can talk about politics with that all you want, and people can have arguments about it, etc. Like, that's what my opinion is. I also don't think that just more guns is why we have more murders and school shooters. I don't think that's why it happens. I know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't think that's the reason, because plenty of people, like my dad told me, people brought their shotguns and they left it in their car in high school whenever he was in high school. So how is it that like you had a gun culture in the 60s and 70s and 50s that was like this and nobody was going to the school and shooting people then? What happened? Because clearly, like, yeah, you do have stronger and better guns now. You're right. But on top of that, nobody even did it with one person, right? It didn't happen. So I think that there's a lot more to it. I'm not saying that it's not a piece of the puzzle, right? It's not a piece of the pie chart. I'm just saying that it's a slice and not necessarily the entire pizza. That's it. There's probably, like, I think, honestly, the reason why it happened is, like, why school shootings happen. It's, like, 50 reasons at the same time. Like, that's honestly what it is. It's not like there's, oh, the reason is because of this one thing, right? This one thing caused it to happen. No, it's, like, 50 things. So, yeah. Either way, the thing that I care about is that YouTube is making rules and these other social media platforms make rules, and they do so in a way that I think is unfair. And I think they take advantage of privileges that they shouldn't have if they make those rules. That's really it. 90% of school shootings happen because kids get constantly bullied and the teachers are too pussies to stop it. No, I don't think that's the case either, because a lot of kids got bullied. Like, my dad's told me many stories over the years of kids getting bullied at school and they never showed up to school and shot up to school. So I don't think that, again, like, I think that you're not completely wrong, but like when I was saying before about how there is 50 reasons for why this happens, that is one of those 50 reasons, but it's not all 50 of the reasons. Yeah, bullying used to be a lot worse. Yeah, I think it was too. Give me a second. I'm going to use the bathroom and I'm going to look at some other stuff too. Give me a second. Ah.